Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video, and welcome to the first showcase of a 6th anniversary part 1 unit. And today we are going to be showcasing Riveria in, of course, the Riveria Record Buster stage. Today, we've got Riveria on Riveria violence going on. Now, of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and let me know down in the comment section below if you have used Riveria. How are you guys finding her? Do you guys like her, dislike her? Let me know. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say down below. Now, before we get in, you might be wondering, why am I doing Riveria first and foremost? Well, Riveria makes the most sense because it's in an actual scenario, whereas if I were to try and use Eyes or Bet, I would have to go into trial war games, go up against other players who have set teams from the previous time we had war games, which of course was a training war games, and it's not really the best position to test them out. Now, I will still have showcases for them over the next couple of days to just get an initial idea of how they behave, but in all honesty, we'll only find out how good they truly are in next week's war game session, of course, right? So I thought that it would be much better for us to tackle Riveria first and foremost because, well, Record Buster is live and she's used primarily in PvE contents like Record Buster where there's only a single enemy on the field, basically. So that's the reason why we're going into this stage against Riveria, basically, with Riveria. Before we get into the Riveria Record Buster, let's check out what Riveria is capable of doing before we take our own Riveria into the fight against Riveria. So let's go over and check out the news page with Riveria's Record Buster and see what she's capable of doing. And Riveria is inflicting sleep and slow. So we have to equip our Riveria with a glorious anklet that has sleep on it, sleep res on it specifically, I should say, not sleep on it. We don't want to put our Riveria to sleep, of course, right? So yes, let's go and check out the team that we're going to be taking into this Record Buster up against, of course, Fire Riveria. Now, ideally, I would have liked to take a full Riveria Record Buster team, of course, because I do have the facilities to have a full Magic Water Riveria team. It would have been a full Magic Water team, as you can see there. +5 Riveria, +5 Riveria, +5 Riveria, and unfortunately only a +3 Riveria. But it would have been a full Riveria team, right? Unfortunately, I can't do that. I'm going to have to run a bit of a hybrid team. And you might be wondering why I'm taking Belle into this fray. Now, I have a method to my madness. Don't worry about that. I do have a method to my madness. We'll get on to that in just a moment, but this is the team I'm going to be rocking. We've got double Riveria, of course, the 3rd anniversary Riveria who got a buff during the Australia record rerun. We, of course, have the new Riveria up front, of course. We have Wine, and, of course, we have our good old friend from the 4th anniversary of Water Bell. So we're going to take this team. I'm a bit uncertain as to how this is going to work. Of course, this is my first time taking this Riveria and also doing this Record Buster stage as well. So I don't know about the weaknesses, the resistances, or anything of that sort, and I don't know exactly how to use this Riveria. I'm still a little bit uncertain as to how her kit will work extremely well in this Record Buster stage. I have an idea which I'm gonna try and employ, but I don't know. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to, you know, run with it, basically, see what we can do. Now, actually, the thing is, right, I'm gonna probably switch out do I want to switch out Mikoto? 1 second, I just want to check this out. So M-Res on skill 1 and Water Res minus 40% on skill 2. So yeah, I don't really need to take this Mikoto now that I'm thinking about it. I could probably use somebody else, and I don't know who though. Who can I use that would be a better option in this position, basically, that could help us out tremendously? And I don't know who it can be, to be quite honest. I don't know. I actually have no idea who would be better in this position. I'm just gonna scroll through quickly and see what we have, and then go from there. Maybe you, because do you do anything interesting? No, you only have 30% a single target. I feel like I'm forgetting about a unit that's capable of giving 40% damage increase via single target, but I don't know who it is. I'm probably forgetting it off the top of my head right now, which is unfortunate because I would have loved to use that unit. But yeah, every unit that I'm thinking of right now is just 30% damage increase single target, and it's not 40%, which is really unfortunate. I think what I can probably do here maybe is I have no idea what to do here. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, no, I have an idea. I have a potential idea that could help us out in the long run. Where is Revis? I'm gonna take Revis in. For survivability purposes, I'm gonna take Revis in because what she can do on her second skill is reduce the opponent's critical rate, penetration rate. Now, we don't need the reduction in dark res, but what I want to get is the penetration and crit rate down basically on her. And of course, with Riveria being a unit that, or an enemy that can basically remove our buffs, she keeps the debuffs on herself as long as we extend it. So I think I'm gonna do this instead. I think we're gonna take Revis in and see how this fares. But yes, these are the memorias I'm gonna be taking in. I'm gonna probably switch it to magic because I want to showcase, of course, Riveria a lot more. So I'm switching over. I'll switch it over to magic, of course, right? So that we can run that. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, let's see how this team fares. I hope you guys going to enjoy this video. Like I said, this is gonna be my first time running this unit in this Record Buster, of course, and not to mention, of course, it's not the perfect settings. You can see that I'm running some very unoptimal units in the assist slots, especially, and of course in the adventurous slots. We'll take a look at the best teams as we end of the video, of course. So if you want to check out the best teams, you can check it out at the end of this video. So let's go into this Record Buster stage. Let's see what we're capable of doing. I've given everybody the sleep anklets and everything, so no worries on that front. Don't worry, I've given them sleep glorious anklets. Of course, if you are struggling with ailments and stuff, the best thing you can do is craft glorious anklets, and you can basically get certain resistances off those glorious anklets. Now let's take a look at what this Riveria is basically capable of doing. So okay, so she's got 30% physical resistance, 0 magic res, and it seems like she's just straight up got minus 70% water res, and no other resistances. Wow, the light team will actually still do well here, funnily enough. I wouldn't be surprised if my light team ends up being better here, to be quite honest. Okay, anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Let's get the shenanigans rolling. Like I said, I don't know exactly the best way to use this unit, so I'm gonna just try and come up with some different strategies, I guess. I think we'll try and come up with some different strategies and see what we're capable of achieving with this unit. All right, so let's set up everything and let's get going. Basically, let's try and get everything going. So a lot of what Riveria does, right, if we'll take a look at her kit once again when it comes to her actual abilities and stuff, right, is a lot of her kit, right, is all around her additional action, because her second and third abilities actually do not have any attacks on it, so you're relying on her additional action. So her first ability or first skill is fast super water magic attack, and MRes minus 40% and self magic plus 100% for 3 turns, and 3 additional actions of high water magic attack plus 30% per each self magic critical rate, penetration rate, buff skill, and a foe. So basically, wait a second. Per each self magic critical rate, penetration rate, buff skill, a foe. Okay, yeah, okay. I was a bit confused. The way it was phrased is a bit weird, but okay. The buffs are supposed to be on herself, by the way. The foe ability is mainly just, oh, she'll deal damage on the foe. I was getting confused by it. And then of course she can give also SA gate charge to allies, which is really nice, of course, right? Now her second and third abilities, which is where you can see her being much more of a support unit, is basically her having MP heal. She'll also be able to give a lot of buffs to her allies: critical rate, penetration rate, guard rate, water attack damage, and also reduces damage from enemies by 30% for 3 turns, and also increases the status debuffs on them by 3 turns as well. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna use her second skill, Rampaging Mist. We're gonna swiftly move over to Diamond Lance, and then we're gonna go into Painful Present. I'll go over her third skill in just a moment, but right now let's get to tier 3 basically and see what we're capable of dealing with basically here. So Diamond Lance is going off. We're gonna get a counter off there, which is brilliant, and Rampaging Mist is going off. Beautiful. Excellent. Now her third skill, once I set this up basically, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just use his second skill, Belt's second skill, for the STR agility water attack damage boost. Then her third skill, and this is where Riveria is very interesting as well, because she gives allies 10% HP heal, status buff plus 3 turns, and foe critical rate, penetration rate, guard rate, and water res minus 40%, and damage received is increased by 30% from AoE and single target attack. So that's where it's very interesting, because her second skill and third skills are just an inverse of one another, basically. It's like the opposite of the other ability, basically. So that's something that's interesting with this Riveria. I personally believe they kind of went a little bit meh with her in a way, to be quite honest, because she's an RB support unit, basically. She's not a damage dealing unit, to be quite honest. You're going to be using her primarily as a sort of supporting role unit, basically, right? And I think that can be a good thing, that can be a bad thing, of course. It makes her very difficult to use, in my personal opinion, to be quite honest. But that being said, though, you know, I think she's a very positive unit as well. At the same time, she can be strong in her own right. If you take a look at her special arts, which we'll come on to in the next turn, it can get very interesting. It can get very, very interesting. So let's go and get to attacking, of course. Let's start sending in the troops and getting some offenses going, basically. So yes, there we go. We're getting the Shining Aqua off. Beautiful. And Snow Shoveling Gift. Excellent. Absolutely brilliant. Now, on this turn, I want to use her special arts. And the reason why I want to use her special arts is because I'm using the special arts primarily to try and get the additional actions to go off in the next upcoming turns, basically. So her additional actions here is Ultra Water Magic Attack with Temporary Grade Magic Boost, or special arts I meant, and Ultra Critical Rate, and removes MRES buffs on foe, and Self plus 4 actions of High Water Magic Attack, damage plus 40% per each Self Magic Critical Rate and Penetration Rate buff skill on a foe, and increases SA gate charge gain by 44%, and also gives allies 120% magic for 3 turns. So she's a very strong unit, to put it lightly, and I think we're going to be able to see her perform extremely well. We're going to use Candy Cane Impact here because, of course, Riveria does give herself a magic buff, and of course, Candy Cane Impact from Wine deals extra damage. So we're going to do that. We're going to use Vortex, we're going to use Piercing Chill, and we'll let it rip, basically. We'll let it rip. Now, the thankful thing about this team, right, and running Wine, is that Wine also has an ability to extend status debuffs and buffs, so we don't have to worry too much about you know, extending things and whatnot, because of how everything works, basically. All right, so let's go for Candy Cane Impact. We're gonna go for Piercing Chill, we're gonna go for Vortex, and let's let her rip. I want to see how well these additional actions do, and I want to actually see her special arts and see how well it 1.4 million isn't anything to write home about, unfortunately, but yeah, I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, we're here to get the additional actions to go off. That's the main thing we're looking for, basically, is we're looking for the additional actions to go off. That's the main thing here. Okay, let's see how well we survive this. Perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, now before we continue on here and look at anything else, I'm going to use Frozen Orb to get back buffs, because right now, of course, we've lost all our buffs, basically. So we're going to get everybody's buffs back up and everything. We're going to use Spiral Flux as well to get that MRES, to get that 100% magic, and then we can use this ability. We realistically do not have to use her third ability anymore. We only have to use her first and second abilities, basically, because her third ability is all about debuffs and extension of buffs. Now, thankfully, because we obviously have Wine with us, we realistically don't need to worry about status extension. So our focus is on using the first and second skills when necessary, basically, to get the additional buffs for all allies, as well as obviously getting the additional the boosts as well from her first skill. So let's go with that. We'll use Sharp Wave here as well, and let's let her rip, basically. Let's go. So yeah, as you can see, the additional actions go off there, basically, and the additional actions from Wine is what extends the buffs as well. So we will take advantage of that. Wow. Riveria did a lot of damage there. 840k on additional actions is pretty solid, I would say. Pretty solid. And I think that's even without, remember, that's even without the critical rate, penetration rate buffs as well from allies as well. So kind of nice, in all honesty. Kind of nice. All right, let's use Rampaging Mist, Diamond Lance, and then we can carry on, basically. Now, you might be wondering why I specifically brought Belle along, and we'll come on to that later on in the fight as well. So let's launch these attacks and continue on. Let's get to that point where I can tell you guys why I've brought Belle along, of course. But yeah, no, that was a lot of damage there. I think that was 1.5 million on the additional actions. Riveria can deal a lot of damage as well. Riveria definitely can deal a lot of damage. It's just that a lot of her power and strength comes from the additional action, so not many people may notice it, but it is very strong as well. But you know, if you actually look at it, it's very, very strong. Okay, let's use this ability now. All right, let's carry on here. Spiral Flux. Yeah, 1.5 million. It's insane. I could have probably used Candy Cane Impact there, but that's fine. We'll save it up for the next turn, basically. We'll use it here. Piercing Chill. And now I'm going to use her special arts once again so that we're ready for the next 4 turns, basically. And here I'm going to use Vortex, basically. Piercing Chill, Candy Cane Impact. And let's let her rip. Let's let her rip and see what we can do here in terms of damage. 1.63 million from her special arts. Nothing to write home about, but we take these. We take these. Of course, Candy Cane Impact, dealing extra damage there, thankfully. And yeah, overall, very nice, right? Very, very nice. Now, I'm not too fussed about this. This is child's play. That's okay. In all honesty, I'm not too stressed about that. Now, the reason why I brought Belle along, right, is for a very specific reason. And you'll see it on the next turn. I know I'm delaying it a little bit more, but I want to get peak power from his special arts as well. And as a result, I have to buff him on this turn, basically. So we'll go for all of these abilities first and foremost. And we will carry on the offense. I'm going to use Candy Cane Impact next turn as well, by the way, because I just realized that she's rebuffed herself up. Now, the reason why I brought Belle along is because of his allies water attack damage plus 100% for 3 turns. This isn't optimal, I would say. Obviously, I think most top teams are running this team, but instead of Belle, they're running Hayden from the Valhalla Panic banner, of course. I think that's what they're running. But I still believe, like, you know, the one thing that this Riveria is lacking, in my personal opinion, is giving a better water attack damage supporting buff. That should have been at least 70% or 80%. And in fact, I wouldn't have minded it if it was to only herself as well, to be quite honest. The fact that it's 40% to allies, she doesn't give herself a good water attack damage boost, which makes it a little bit of a problem here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that as well anyways. I'm going to use Diamond Lance. We're going to use Candy Cane Impact, but I'm also going to use Belle's special arts here in order to get that 100% allies water attack damage boost, basically. We're going to do that. We're going to get that 740k, nothing to write home about, but it's fine. What I want to try and do is on turn 12, I'm going to use a double special arts with Riveria and, well, Riveria as well, basically. We're going to use a double special arts there in order to basically maximize a lot of damage there, basically. So Spiral Flux, Piercing Chill, and here, from here on out, actually, how many additional actions do you have of the first ability? None. Okay. All right. We're going to use Snow Shoveling Gift here then. I want to use Snow Shoveling Gift. I knew that she was going to be buffing up her magic, but I think we're going to have to just deal with it for now, basically. We're going to just have to deal with it for now. 1.8 million on the additional action. Woo! Yeah, I think she's one of those units that actually does way more damage on her additional actions than she does actually, to be honest. It's kind of weird in that regards. Let's use Candy Cane Impact there. We'll use the special arts. We'll use special arts. And let's see the performance. Because here, what I want to do is I want to maximize Riveria's damage for the next 3 turns as well, basically. So getting that off is going to be very, very vital. I think in the next phase, I'm going to probably use Wine and Riveria's, the 3rd anniversary Riveria's special arts, I think more so, because I want to maximize the damage from Riveria, new Riveria, and I think her special arts damage is actually less than her damage from doing her first skill and her additional action. So that's something to note as well, is that actually might be the case as well for you, maybe. Okay, we're fine. We're absolutely fine. I'm not too stressed about that. Okay, Spiral Flux, Piercing Chill, and Snow Shoveling Gift. All right, let's launch. Let's carry on attacking, basically. Let's carry on attacking. 600k, yeah, 1.9 million plus 600k, that's 2.5 million. That's exactly about the same as her special art. So rather than that, I might try and take advantage if I can even get there. I don't think I'll be able to get there. funnily enough, is I would have tried using Wine special arts along with Riveria, but it seems like we're gonna have to stick with just 3rd anniversary Riveria's special arts. It's gonna be very interesting to see what our score will be like. I don't even know what the top scores are, to be quite honest, at this point in time. So it's gonna be very intriguing to see what they actually are right now in the top ranks for sure. All right, we're getting a decent amount of counters off, and we're gonna use the special arts here, and let's launch basically with this Riveria. All right, that should be a good 3 million, at least. Yeah, around 3 million basically. I knew that obviously it wasn't a double special arts anymore, so it was gonna be a little bit less, but yeah, we'll take that. We'll definitely take that. Counters as well going off, which is fantastic to wrap the battle off. I would like to say that this team can still get me a 1.5 billion score minimum, I would say. Right? I was right. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Top 100 for now. Top 100 for now. But it's exactly 100 for now, actually, funnily enough. Exactly on the cusp of 100. I'm going to check out what other players are doing, of course, right? Voiceless, running a light team, of course. So why am I not shocked whatsoever? Let's check out Kame as well. Let's see what he's running. Yeah, I mean, that's what I expected. Oh, I forgot about her. Whoops. I actually forgot about her because now I actually have her. That's my bad entirely. So what you should do is, instead of what I did there, which was play it very stupid, I could have easily gotten a extra, I want to say at least an extra 100 million score minimum. I would have gotten up to 1.7, 1.8 billion. This is my mistake because I completely forgot that I actually now own her. Is I could have taken this Eyes. I would have had to level her up and everything. But what she does on her special arts, right, is she gives MRes down minus 50% and damage received attack type all in single targets plus 50% on the enemy. And because it's a debuff, on Riveria, it would have stuck for a very, very long time. So I needed to bring her along. I just blanked entirely. I absolutely completely blanked, and that's on me for sure. But basically what you would have done, to give you guys an idea and to help you out if you want to try and do it yourself, is you want to give this Eyes, this mini Eyes, a War Princess's ear cuffs. So you want to give her this equipment basically where it decreases her magic by 90%. You also want to make sure she survives, so you'll give her a sleep anklet as well. You won't give her a revolving anklet. Even though she's a sacrificial unit, you don't want to give her a revolving anklet because you want her to survive to turn 3, and then on turn 3 you'll want to special arts with her. You'll want to special arts with her because then she can inflict those debuffs, and then after that Riveria will hit everybody and she will die because her low HP is low, right? So that's the idea with this Eyes. I just completely forgot about it. I absolutely forgot that I actually pulled her on Thursday when we did the summons video, and summon live stream, I should say. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Riveria. I think she's a pretty interesting unit. I don't think she's S rank though. I don't think she's S rank at this point in time. Maybe if we get a second water Wreck-It Buster unit, which is insane maybe, and can help this Riveria come back into the fray maybe by being a fantastic supporting unit for that upcoming Wreck-It Buster water unit, maybe then. But right now I just feel like she's just a tier below. I think she can be good, and I mean, you can look at her, she can hold her own, especially if you give her the special arts and everything. She can definitely hold her own and deal a lot of damage. But the fact of the matter is, you kind of need those special arts to be there. You could get away with obviously running her additional actions as well through her first skill as well, right? Which of course has a high water magic attack damage plus 30%, but you're getting that little bit extra from this because of the magic buff, the 40% damage per buff as well, right? Which obviously this is like 240% versus 180%, so 60% damage difference there. There's all of that. There's that whole factor is there as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Riveria. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and this showcase. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I like Riveria. Obviously I only have her at +3. Maybe at +5 she's way better, of course, right? I think maybe you could see it probably increase in about 700k. No, not 700k, that's a little bit extra. I think 400 to 500k minimum or maximum, maybe, I don't know. 400 to 500k damage maybe estimated on her between the +3 to +5 maybe, who knows. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.